When I talk about my job to my friends, I always start by explaining that the role of a risk officer is to measure, evaluate, and mitigate the risk across the bank or any other company. And to do so, we usually use quantitative tools to assess the risk, and we do a lot of analysis to make the best decision. My role as a risk officer, I work as an operational risk manager. This means that I have to monitor and to identify all incidents across the bank related to operational failure. And I have to analyze a lot of data related to that and to present it to the top management. In order to become a risk officer, I will say that it is useful, but not always mandatory, to have a background and knowledge in finance, economics, management, science, or statistics field. But the most important thing is to have an analytical mind and analytical skills. How I take up this function? First of all, I was really interested by finance and economics. I graduated with an economics degree, and I started working as a junior in an investment fund company. I also had an opportunity to work as a financial risk management consultant, which allows me to gain a lot of experience in the financial sector. And then I have had the opportunity to work as a risk officer at Puilaetco now. The one thing I like most in my job is that it's a very diversified job because I have to work with different departments. And it is also very challenging because we have always to be up to date on new changes regarding financial regulations. I chose the financial sector as employer because the financial services industry is very vast. There is a lot of opportunities and positions open to young people. And according to my research before my studies, it was easier to find a job in the financial sectors. And there is also a huge of diversity in terms of people and also in terms of skills. Currently, I'm working on a huge project, internal project, which we launched at the beginning of 2020. That project consists in improving a risk tool, which will allow us to perform a risk assessment across the bank and to have a global view of the risk exposure. I will predict the future of my function by saying that given that the financial sector is facing a lot of new regulation coming from local and European level, they will need risk profile, more and more risk profile to adapt and to implement those regulations. Yes. My advice to young people is to tell them not to be afraid to start financial studies or to go for professional careers in the financial sector, because it is really enriching and rewarding at a personal and at a professional perspective. And there is also a variety of work, and you will meet people with different backgrounds and coming from all over the world. And that's great.